You've successfully made it past the soldiers. Then, Lack starts to sniffle and snuffle, clearly about to sneeze. But Laddie swiftly covers its mouth and nose, stifling whatever sound threatens to escape. Lack, practically smothered by Laddie's hand, looks like it's having trouble breathing. Just then, you overhear a messenger informing the guards that they've found evidence of an intruder. All of them hurry upstairs. Fight him off. Don't hold back. Magnificent. The door is shut tight. You see what appears to be a keyhole. Deciding there's no need to open the door right now, you return the key to your bag. Through this door are the school depths. You can hear someone crying on the other side. You and Krim both take a deep breath before kicking down the door. You insert the key and turn it. You're rewarded with the sound of the lock coming undone. The girl sobs. "I'll do my best," she wails. "So please, spare me." Magnificent. If I become a maiden, will I forget this place? The girl asks, then hands you something. On the door, you discover a device with numbers on it. It looks like you need to input the right combination of digits to open it. Don't hold back. Magnificent. Yikes. Magnificent. Teamwork makes I wonder what my attendant will be like, the girl whispers as she spins in place. Please endorse me as the next maiden, she says, then offers you something. You've got more to do right now, and none of it in this direction. You find yourselves in a dimly lit room. Lanka, surrounded by the shadows, has her gaze downcast. You suppose she's referring to all the girls who look like her in this school, and the shadows that the Ivory Maiden tells you the truth of the city, which was locked away deep within her memory. This school is a maiden farm. It was established to churn out maiden after maiden, the linchpins of the island, to keep the city forever prosperous. Lanka despairs, saying that everything from her existence to her pride as a maiden were all manufactured by the city so that she could serve as a spare. Dully, she points her blade at you, almost as if she wants to be hurt. Guess you can't settle this without fighting her. You're Lanka. I know you are, Krim whispers as she holds the fallen maiden. Krim confesses that she's grateful to Lanka for spending time with a fool like herself. She continues to say that she would serve Lanka of her own will, even if it went against. You see the two acting like you've never seen them before. This time, having reopened their hearts to each other, the Ivory Maiden and her attendant reflect upon their newfound happiness. I must say, this was a splendid rescue, Lanka says, looking a little more like her old self. You have successfully saved the Ivory Maiden. Now, to escape the school. If you make any noise, the soldiers will find you. You must flee as quietly as you can. Though it looks exactly like any other altar you've encountered thus far, touching it does nothing of note. From above, you hear the angry roars and thudding footsteps of soldiers looking for the intruders. You had best find a different route. I think I saw a number in that other room, Lanka remarks, cocking her head to the side. When you pull the key from the keyhole, it snaps in half. You won't be able to use this key anymore. As you approach, the girl smiles at you gently, then bows elegantly. As soon as the girl sees you, she steps back and looks ready to cry. Atop the desk, you find an evacuation route guide. It appears you can escape through the door going straight on from this room. Someone has scrawled the numbers 5731 at the bottom of the page. On the door, you discover a device with numbers on it. You enter 5731 and hear the door unlock. And magnificent. Magnificent. Teamwork makes the... And fight. Fortune favors... Fortune favors... You open the door, and you rejoice. Having us after everything that's transpired, though, you know that the Ivory Maiden Lanka expresses a desire to travel the world with Krim. I think that's a great idea, Krim praises. Of course it is, Lanka replies somewhat bashfully. There they are. You hear the shout of a soldier as you try to flee now that the Ivory Maiden and her ivory attendant are fugitives who know the city's secrets. You're overwhelmed by the number of soldiers and are quickly surrounded. You have no recourse but to fight. Magnificent. Fortune favors... Excellent. Excellent. Magnificent. Teamwork. Magnificent. Magnificent. There seems to be no end to the soldiers who have been ordered to stop any further infractions of national decree. Your party is reaching its limits. You realize, take this as proof that I lived, the Ivory Maiden says to Laddie, as she hands over her maiden's relic. After briefly speaking to each other, the two rush into the crowd to save your lives. It's a losing battle. The sharp blades of the soldiers cut through the women. The two gaze at each other as still warm blood flows from their bodies, regardless of Lanka's origins as a spare. It's clear that she and Krim shared a bond of friendship. You realize that if you don't move now, their deaths will have been in vain. You take Laddie, who screams silently at the death of her friends, and flee the city. Oh, excuse me. You can't go into an island while you're... Nope, nope. Don't hold back. I don't know what it is. Laddie eagerly eyes the fishing rod on the boat. Up for some fishing, you ask? Laddie, except it turns out she's never fished before. You show her how to hold the rod, and she casts the line into the water. Almost instantly, the rod begins to bend. You'd better tell her when to pull up. The rod bends and fits and starts. You're sure she's got something on the line. Laddie you pat her back reassuringly. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Show 'em what you got. Excellent. Magnificent. Ahoy, matey. It's like you can feel the sea breeze. You catch Laddie stealing glances at the fishing rod on the boat. Perhaps she'd like another shot at glory. With your guidance, she clumsily, haltingly, minutes pass. Suddenly, the rod jerks toward the water. Laddie, panic in her eyes, looks to you for help. The rod bends and fits and starts. You're sure she's got... Laddie, overcome with joy at her first catch, throws her... You look at the fish, beaming with pride. You know what Laddie will be having for supper this evening. Don't hold back. Magnificent. The great open sea. Hope you win. Fortune favor. And fight. A man bumps shoulders with you as he attempts to rush past. "I'm so sorry. I'm late for my match," he exclaims. He hurriedly explains that he's on his way to the arena where the strongest. "If you think you stand a chance, why don't you join the tournament?" he suggests, then dashes off. "Welcome, warriors. Have you come to enter the open tournament?" the man asks. He elaborates that anyone is welcome to join the festive event, and the winner of 3 matches will receive an extravagant prize. The man further advises you that only those with the utmost confidence in their strength should enter. You had better steel yourself for some tough competition before signing up. Realizing that you have more important matters to deal with, you politely refuse. add your names to the roster, the receptionist gives you a stout nod and opens the doors to the arena. Fight 'em off. Magnificent. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors. Teamwork makes the dream work. Are you ready for your second match? The receptionist asks. If not, you're welcome to come back later. You tell the receptionist that you intend to come back later, and he nods in understanding. Take your time. Let me know when you're ready. A number of warriors are gathered around the Crimson Maiden. Oh, I just bit my tongue. Sorry. A number of warriors are gathered around the Crimson Maiden. They all seem to be speaking about problems in the Dominion. The Crimson attendant watches over his charge wordlessly, but pride lurks in his expression. What a lovely day. The new maiden is among us. The woman dances about, waving her knife in the air. I never dreamt anyone would defeat that awful beast, the woman says, visibly shaking in awe of the Crimson Maiden's power. The whole Dominion celebrates the selection of the new maiden. You spot the man bouncing from reveler to reveler, spoiling for "I'm gonna apprentice with the maiden," the man bellows. He drops to the ground and manages a mere 10 push-ups before, overjoyed at the Crimson Maiden's advent. The woman rips her notebook to confetti and scatters it to the wind. The man complains bitterly that he won't be able to sleep for all this revelry. The rush of the wind filling your senses, you open up the navigation map in the eastern region of the sea. There is supposed to be an island with a maiden. However, the present look of the skies makes it clear that those waters will soon be battered by a storm. You could still turn back now if you so choose. You decide to head for the East Isle. In the shadows of a rocky reef, there seems to be a good place to moor the ship. It would behoove you to prepare for the coming storm. The Bon Vent creaks, swaying atop the tempestuous seas. You and your companions huddle in the ship's cabin, the dim light of your lantern threatening to fade at any moment as you all wait for the storm to pass. Laddie is wrapped tightly in a blanket, looking much like a large caterpillar. Your joke that the ship might sink seems you don't see Lack around, but it is likely trapped inside the ship lurches. A book falls from Laddie's pack and lands on the... It's the picture book she made, the one you peeked in back at the grotto. You decide to hold off this time, or at least you would have if your hands hadn't already picked up the book and opened it up. As you turn the pages once again, at first you thought it was just a picture book. But the first half of it's full of passages which detail Laddie's life when she was little, a time when she still dreamed of becoming a maiden. Another day, another round of maiden training. Dad is always there to encourage me when I do a good job. So no matter how tough it gets, I decided I'd head straight home once I finished, since Mom was waiting for me. If I train super hard, all the other villagers will be happy with me. I have to keep these people smiling. Mom's the current maiden of our village, and she's a great cook and an awesome person. She's been making tons of really delicious food lately. The food tastes so good. And when I start shoveling it into my mouth, and then Dad calls me a piggy, even though he always eats more than me. I wish we could be happy like this forever. If I become the maiden and protect the village, I get really worried and ask my parents about it. But for some reason, Mom doesn't say anything. Mom hasn't come home in a couple of days. Dad told me she left on a journey with the spirit. I know what Mom did was really important, but for some reason, I can't stop crying about it. Ever since Mom disappeared, my training has been going bad. Really bad. If something doesn't change, I'm not going to be able to become the maiden. I won't be able to protect the village like Mom did. I leave the shrine to go home, pain in the ass. His voice is irritated, and ever since my training started to go badly, the villagers have been mean to me. I know it's my fault. I know it's because I can't become. Not even Dad supports me anymore. He hasn't come to watch my training in a long time. I think he might hate me now. I've got to work harder so Dad will like me again. Dad took me on a boat to a small island. We went ashore. Dad abandoned. No matter how many times I tell myself it's my own fault, I sob and scream for him, but he doesn't. And eventually, I can't cry or shout. A sudden wave rocks the ship, tearing your eyes away from the diary. In the lantern-lit cabin, Laddie is fast asleep. You think back upon the first day you found her. Had she just escaped from the islet where she had been confined and wound up drifting ashore? Now aware of the painful memories spelled out in her diary, your heart wavers like the light sputtering in the lantern. You and your friends have managed to weather the storm. The sea's now calmed. You raise sails and set the Bon Vent's course for the East Isle. You discover a shipwreck. You climb aboard and begin searching for anything useful. When you return to your vessel, the shipwreck sinks silently into the sea. Excellent. Ahoy, matey. It's nope. Stop right there. You can't cross reef cards. A well-to-do looking old man appears before you. Care to try your luck again? He challenges you. You decide to tempt fortune. The rules are the same as last time. If you can roll the designated pips or higher, likewise. Now then, let's begin. Today's prize is... The old man pulls something from his bag. You take a die from the old man and give it a squeeze. It's do or die. Alas, fortune does not smile upon you. You take your prize and austerely hand the old man his payment. I'm raking it in, the old man laughs as he wanders off to parts unknown. Your pitch strikes true, releasing a hail of fruit. You divide up and enjoy the spoils. You've found a shipwreck. As you climb on deck, you spy someone else who evidently found it before you. He stands anguished in front of a door he claims leads to the treasure hold. He tells you that he can't locate the lever responsible for opening it. If only I had some sort of stick or something that fit perfectly into the slot where the lever was, I could get in. The man is searching around for something he can use to You decide that if you come across a stick or rod that could help open the door, you'll come back and give it to the man. In the meantime, you bid him farewell. Oh, excuse me. The East Isle, covered in dismal wetlands. Even the sea breeze blowing across the island seems suffused with melancholy. Upon docking, your party is greeted by sodden earth studded with decaying trees and greenery. You consult your navigation map for directions to the nearby village. Then set out, taking extra care with your steps, lest unwary feet plunge into the mire. I'd better not. You apologize to the old man and take your leave. This must be a stela of the Isle's guardian spirit. Magnificent. Back, I say. Away from here, beast. A villager waves his weapon about as the man is clearly in danger. You decide to help him subdue the fiend. Fortune favored. With the monster dispatched, the man approaches you and offers his thanks. He explains that recent months have seen more and more monsters attacking Fenmoss. So you inquire about Fenmoss's Maiden, and he informs you that she is friendly with the village mayor. You decide to hurry and meet with him. You turn toward the wetlands, only to find that the area is riddled with monster tracks. Perhaps it would be better to steer clear until you have good reason to enter. The bizarre rock transformed into a treasure rock.